Wait. Watch out.
Alright y'all, so last video we left off with Sanji and Chopper finally finding Robin, but it was only for a brief moment because she tells them that she's leaving the crew, and not only that, she tells them that it's only going to get worse. So that means she's planning something later on with CP9. And now that I said all that, let's continue. So we start off with Zoro, Luffy, and Nami running away from the shipwrights, and Nami was so pissed at Zoro because she was like, bro, you got me and Luffy caught. And Zoro tells her they was going to get caught eventually because they was looking for them anyways. But this the part right here that had me laughing off rip, because Luffy tells them to turn, and keep in mind Zoro is behind both of them. This man kept running straight, and I know how bad bro's sense of direction is, but come on bro, they right in your face. But anyways, Luffy he pulls him and they end up hiding under the bridge. But I ain't gonna lie, this right here is just crazy because they over here just sitting on this man's body while he over here struggling for dear life. And the fact that he has devil fruit powers make it even worse. But yeah, they had to really wait it out until everybody left, and they over here just chilling on some wait for it. While this man Luffy over here struggling. But yeah, after the shipwrights cleared it, this man Chopper had the nerve to jump scare this man Luffy, causing this man to fall inside the water. And Chopper was just looking so lost. But yeah, after that they cut to Usopp, and he was trying to give this man some money so he could help out the Mary. And he tells him, man, I'm closing, a storm about to come. But Usopp, he didn't care. He grabbed his arm and put the money inside his hand. And dude tells him, bro, look, I'm closing the shop. Then Usopp's stomach started rumbling. After that, dude was like, all right bro, fine, but this right here ain't gonna give you about much. Then Usopp was like, all right, I'll sell some of my tools. But he was like, slow down there buddy, I'm sorry buddy, but we don't do that around here, it's only cash only. And then Usopp's stomach rumbles again. Then after that, dude was like, all right, fine. And then it cuts to Usopp walking with this stuff. And right here I found this part so wholesome, because Usopp, he was walking with it and then he fell down, right? And dude was so worried about him. It's so heartwarming, I'm not gonna lie. So Usopp, he gets back up and he started back walking with it again, but eventually he falls back down. And the man tell him this not gonna work, and he went to go get my boy some food because he knew how hungry this man Usopp was. Man's mouth was watering and all. And then after that, Usopp tells him thank you, and then he walks off. And the way this man was just staring at him, you can just tell how concerned he was for him. He even tells him good luck. Y'all can't tell me that didn't have y'all feeling at least some type of way when y'all saw this scene. Some of the littlest things just as this is one of the reasons why I love One Piece, man. But anyways, after that they cut to Usopp just chilling and enjoying his food. And after that he tells Mary that she's gonna be okay. And then after that he starts working on her. And now they cut to Franky, and this man is mad. Mans was mad because he couldn't get the 1v1 with Luffy how he wanted it. Because if y'all remember last video, they was jumping Luffy and jumping him as well, and they just interrupted his fight.
I got jumped in LA by some pussy ass niggas, and they jumped me, nigga. Nobody gave me the faith of a one-on-one, nigga.
And yeah, so after that he walks out the bar and he goes looking for Luffy. And after that they cut back to Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Chopper. And they were sitting on the roof. And eventually Luffy asked Chopper, wait, ain't you was with Sanji? And Chopper was like, yeah, he was. And then he proceeds to tell him what Robin told them. But Luffy, he couldn't believe it. He was like, did she really tell you that? And Chopper nods his head slowly. Poor Chopper. And then after that, Zoro, he was like, we was prepared for this. I mean, before she joined our crew, she was an enemy. And he also tells them that this might be the only chance to get the truth out of her, so it's no point of running away. And also, it's a lot they didn't know about Robin, so they're gonna tell whether she's a true friend or she's a foe. So with that being said, Luffy set a goal to capture Robin, because that's gonna be the only way they get the truth out of her. So they plan to pull up to Gali Law at night. But anyways, after that, they cut back to this man Franky. And obviously right now it's nighttime, and this man is still looking for this man Luffy, but he's having no luck finding him. And on top of that, you got these goofy ass motherfuckers walking sideways because they can't walk straight due to their hairstyle. And I'm like, these motherfuckers gotta be stupid, bro. But anyways, the Franky family, they pulled up on Franky, and eventually Zombie, I think that's how you say it right, tells Franky that he's seen Usopp working on the ship by himself. And Franky seen that as a W because now he's gonna use Usopp to lead out Luffy. But as of now, he don't even know that Usopp has had a big fight with Luffy. He's not a part of his crew no more. And next we see Gali Law. And I mean, these men is stacked up with shipwrights. They're trying to make sure that this man Iceberg doesn't get popped. And y'all remember last video I was like Keiko? And I think I know how to pronounce his name right. Is it Kaku? And if it's not, my bad, y'all. Y'all know how bad One Piece names is hard to pronounce sometimes. But yeah, let me know. But anyways, after that, they show Luffy and them pulling up to Gali Law. And the way how this man Luffy is holding Zoro is fucking crazy. I know Zoro was scared for his life. But anyways, they started spying and saying there's a lot of people out there. But it's cool though, because they was gonna wait until Robin do something first. And while she caused a commotion, then they're gonna hop in. I found it funny how this man Luffy was actually using his brain this time. Mens was like, we don't want to go in there swinging all over the place and then we might regret it later. And Nami was like, yeah, right, says the person that did that shit in broad daylight. But anyways, they cut to Iceberg and Caulifla. And Iceberg tells her, can she step out for a little bit and call in Paulie? And after that, she steps out and she tells Paulie that Iceberg want him. And of course, he's confused on the reason why. Kaku nosy ass up, so what can it be about? Asking Paulie like he's supposed to know. But anyways, eventually Paulie, he goes in a room. And Iceberg, he tells him to go to his office and grab Pluton. And for those that don't know what Pluton is basically an ancient weapon that the government been wanting for the longest. And that's the reason why the government been on Iceberg head the whole time. Because them boys is fiending for the Pluton. And yeah, Iceberg, he tells him to grab it and run. And as that was happening, Robin and CP9 finally makes their move. And they already had a bomb set up waiting for them. I wonder why. But anyways, they started a panic and that had all the shipwrights in shambles. Even Luffy then was like, what the hell? Oh, and also Tailstone and Lulu went to go check it out. And Kaku was trying to tell him, wait, we supposed to be protecting Iceberg. But you know bro capped out for real. And him and Lucci was just posted up, which is probably the worst thing that could happen right now. And after that, they cut back to the shipwrights and they was fighting Caulifla. And she just split blitzed it. This one dude and hits him in the chin and kicks him in the stomach. And after that, this one dude, he tries to slice her from behind, but she dodges it. But hold on, I don't know why dude thought it was cool to have this little ass ponytail. Bro barely have hair. He might as well just cut all that shit off and go bald. I'm just saying. But anyway, she knees bro in the stomach. And the dude behind her tries to shoot her, and she does this smooth ass spin kick and kicks Buddy right in the face. And next, this one dude, he tries to slice her. She ducks, and then she kicks him in the chin while doing this backflip handstand shit. And next, the other dude try to attack her from behind, and she dodges it. And then he tries again. She weaves it and stumps on Buddy's neck. And when she hops off his neck, he spins around in the air and uses this spiky weapon thing and pulls herself on top of the roof. I can't lie though, she is smooth with it. But anyways, as she landed on the roof, she was surrounded by all these shipwrights. Like, I mean, these boys was deep. And after that, they cut to this scene. And it shows that Robin is packing up the shipwrights in the shadows. And while that was happening, Chopper and the crew was watching the whole thing. And Zoro was like, when we gonna make our move? Meanwhile, this man Luffy already left. And Zoro and Nami started freaking out. This shit was so funny, bro. But anyways, after that, they cut back to Robin and Bluno. And they were surrounded. The shipwrights was ready to blow a hole in them paws. And it looked like Bluno was up to something, but they wasn't taking no chances. So they started blasting at them. And this man Bluno did a whole magic trick. Man threw over a cape. And before you know it, Robin and him was gone. And the shipwrights like, what the hell? Nah, I would have been the same way too. I would have been hella lost. Like, what the fuck? They were just there. And after that, they cut back to Caulifla. And the shipwrights, they started running to her in groups. And she was slapping their ass up. She made Buddy bounce on the ground and did a whole backflip. That right there is crazy. And the dude on the floor, he was like, he's a monster. He was flying in the air. Oh, by the way, I did say he because they thought she was a he. But anyways, this dude tried to slice her with this long ass saw. And she does a whole ass front flip. And she started flying in the air on their ass for real. And at this point, she was just stunting on their ass. Because she was upside down in mid-air. And then she does a trick off her hand and started just slapping their ass up. Okay, now that I say that a lot, it kind of sound weird. But anyways, with that being said, she beat all their ass. And after that, they cut back to this man, Paulie. And this man still was over here with the Pluton. He must have been done, got up out of there. It was already too late because Lucci and Kaku, which he didn't know at the time, done pulled up on him. And they had this shit looking like Halloween. Them boys was masked up. I ain't gonna lie, Kaku, he was really rocking that skeleton mask. But anyways, Lucci ended up telling him that they're CP9 and was like, we want what you got in your hand, nigga. And not only that, he said that Iceberg signed his death warrant when he sent him to do this mission. Now that is actually crazy, bro. Man should have took off running when he had the chance, but then again, he probably wouldn't have had a way out. But anyways, they cut back to Robin and Bluno. And this man Bluno done used his door powers and pulled up inside this man Iceberg bedroom like it wasn't nothing. And Iceberg was like, wow. So this how y'all niggas got in here without nobody knowing. And this man Bluno proceeds to explain his powers. And after he finished doing that, this man didn't waste no time at all. He just pops him. And I could tell bro was just itching to do that the whole day. But anyways, after that, Iceberg realized that Luffy had nothing to do with that first attack. And now he know that it's CP9 during the whole time. And basically after that, Bluno tells Robin that he's going to give her a sentinel to finish this man Iceberg off. But for now, he's just going to beat up the guards that's in the front. And after that, they planning on killing Polly. So nobody knows the truth and continue to pin the blame on the Straw Hats. Now that's actually kind of foul. Like I know they're pirates, but goddamn, CP9 gives no fucks. Anyways, they cut back to Zoro, Nami, and Chopper. And their plan was to go in the front because their idea was, oh, Luffy already probably went in the front to go cause mayhem. So that means if they go in the front, then nobody won't be there. But too bad for them because as soon as they hopped this gate, them boys was posted up ready for them. And what that mean was that this man Luffy never made it into the front. He somehow got stuck in between these buildings. I'll never get how that happened to this day, but whatever. So they cut to this man Bluno, and this man over here beating the life out of these fucking shipwrights. I mean, bro was beating a dog shit out of them. And the shipwrights, they was posted downstairs, right? And they just see a gun fall down from the stairs. And the shipwrights, they see it, and then they both look at each other. And the way how them boys look, they were looking like, I ain't going. But eventually, one of them end up peeking their head slowly to check what was going on. And he seen all them boys laid out. And man started yelling, help, we need help on 3rd floor. Bluno really had them boys shaking. Anyways, Talstone was like, Kaku and Lucci should be there. And they was like, alright, go take a look. And it turns out them boys got sent to Davy Jones' locker. He had them boys knocked out. I mean, not really. We all know those not the real ones, but we just gonna act like it for now. And this man Bluno was just sitting on the chair looking like a whole boss. And after that, Talstone, he seen this man just sitting there and he was in rage. So he started running towards Bluno with this big ass giant hammer. And as he was trying to attack Bluno with it, bro knew exactly where he was gonna swing that hammer at. All he did was stuck his fist out and he smashed that hammer like it was nothing. And after that, he grabs this man Talstone arm. And bro was like, these muscles is just for show. And then he smashes bro face on the ground with his fist. And not only that, as he was taking his fist off from his face, bro, it looked like he smashed his skull. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Like honestly, this man Talstone should be dead from that punch. Like seriously. But anyways, he had this man laid out, mouth wide open and all. I know his breath shitty. And after that, he looked up slowly to the shipwrights that was still there, and them boys started to clear it. I don't blame them, but it's too late. They should have been did that. This man flash stepped towards them and started beating them off the screen like this some cartoon shit. But anyways, after that, they cut back to Nami, Zoro, and Chopper, and they getting bust at by the shipwrights. This man Chopper was moving. He got on 2 of his legs and started running like on some Scooby-Doo shit. But anyways, eventually Zoro was like, man, fuck this shit. And then Chopper was like, they not the bad guys, don't kill him. Then Zoro was like, alright, bet, I guess I just have to use the back of my sword. And this man really started bull rushing through all of them. That's what you call a true swordsman. But anyways, after that, they cut back to Iceberg and Robin. And basically Iceberg, he tells Robin that he want to kill her because basically she the only one that can decipher the poneglyph. And not only that, she also have the power to revive the ancient weapons. And that's the reason why the government put a high bounty on her head when she just was a little girl. Crazy, isn't it, huh? Anyways, he know that the weapons is not gonna bring world peace, it's just gonna bring even more destruction to the world. So he felt like if he just get rid of Robin, then and everything would be good. But Robin tells him he don't know the reason why she's doing this, and basically was telling him who is he to tell her not to research what she want to research. And Iceberg was like, he see what she mean, but him and her may have something in common, because like I told y'all earlier, he has the Pluton. And Robin, she was shocked. She was like, it still exists? And he tells her that Pluton is the name of a battleship that was built on this island in the past many years ago. And then he tells her that the shipwrights, they created the weapon and passed on the blueprints as an insurance policy. And he tells her that they feared a battleship with equal power would be necessary if Pluton fell in the wrong hands. But thankfully the ship was lost in history before anything like that can happen. And now the government would have revived that power when there's no power like that to oppose it. And after that, he tells her that Tom told him if he see her, make sure he kill her. And bro tries to boom her, but she was like, nope, and she slammed this man down. And then she tell him, that's all your bitch ass gotta say? And she also was like, the government don't need me to get the blueprint. They still would have found a way anyways. And then Iceberg, he tell her, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Y'all the one that fell into my motherfucking trap. And then it cuts to Luffy. And this man over here still stuck in between these buildings, but he finally pulled himself out. And he's getting ready to slingshot himself into the building where Polly is at. And they cut back to Polly, and this man pretty much packed up. They done stuck so many holes inside this man's body, is not even funny. Lucci was like, bro, just give me the shit, man. And Polly was talking to him and he was like, man, I really thought I can beat them. And he just fall down on the ground. They end up picking up the blueprints, and Polly ended up telling him that those are the fake ones. And he also tell him what Iceberg told him to do, which is run. Really all that would have did was make them focus their attention on him, and the whole time he had the fake one where the real one was actually somewhere else. And Lucci and Kaku was fucking shocked. And after that, Polly, he started laughing at them. He was like, you know, the crazy thing is, I didn't even know what the fuck y'all was looking for. But whatever it was, y'all mission was a fucking failure. But Lucci was like, you really think this is gonna stop the CP9? And he also told him, even though he a decoy, now that he know the truth, it's time for him to die. But luckily this man Luffy pops in time, but he got stuck inside the wall. And then this man Luffy started yelling at them and shit, until eventually this man Kaku, he was like, man, fuck all that, and he uses his Tempest kit. But luckily this man Luffy dodges it just in time. And as he was turning around, I gotta admit, this man was looking cold. This shit was giving me some horror vibes a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. But anyways, after that, this man Lucci felt so cold, I know he did. He kicks this man Luffy without even looking at him. And look how far this man leg scratched back, bruh. It's crazy. And he stumps him down on the ground with his leg, bruh. I'm not gonna lie, that right there is disrespectful. But anyways, he tell Luffy he came right in time for them to pin the blame on him. And he pulls out these horns and starts just pinning this man Luffy down on the ground with them shits. And he does the same to Polly, and then after that he leaves and he goes to Iceberg room. After that, he tells Robin, don't shoot Iceberg yet. And he tell everybody in CP9 that the mission was a fail. And basically now all of them are gonna pull up to Iceberg room. And after that, they cut back to Caulifla, and Lulu was like, what, you running away? And she was like, ain't nobody fucking running away. And she punches this man in the stomach, and she tells him, I just gotta finish this shit quickly. And then after that, she hops up in the air and she took off. And then after all that, they eventually make it to Iceberg room, and then they all take off their masks, and they had this man in shock. And honestly, I'll be the same way, because they've been working for me for years. And it turns out that they was a part of this all along.
Then after that, they cut to this scene where Frankie is over here just staring at this man Usopp working on Mary. And this man Usopp, he wasn't trying to do nothing. All he was doing is trying to mind his business and just focus on the Mary. And then here comes Frankie. He basically tell Usopp that he got a score to settle with Luffy. So that means he got to kidnap him. Oh, and also the Mary as well. And that's they cut back to this man Zoro, and he over here finishing up the rest of the shipwrights. So as you can see, he knocked one of the saw out of their hands. And he wasn't lying. He used the back of his sword and he knocks them out. And that's after that, this last dude, he knew that his friends all got beat up, but he still took it like a man, and he ran towards Zoro. And Zoro was like, and he just bopped him on his head. And after that, this man just smoothly put his sword back in his sheath. Look at the face this man was making when he was blowing his sword. I would never get the reason why Nami was so mad because this man Zoro beat up the shipwrights. I mean, if he didn't, they would have beat their they ass. Look at Chopper, he fine with it. But anyways, they end up running again. And Chopper tells this man Zoro to follow them. And he still end up getting lost. This man Zoro, bruh. And then after that, they end up cutting to Luffy and Polly. And Luffy end up pulling himself out of the trap that Lucci put him in. And after that, he eventually helped Polly get out of it as well, but they don't show that part. And now they cut back to Iceberg and CP9. Lucci tells Iceberg even though they've been undercover for 5 years, they still took their job as shipwrights seriously. But now they need to achieve their goal by any means necessary. And he basically tells him don't try anything crazy or something bad is going to happen to him. And also he tells him that he know that he's familiar with Cyberpol. Hey Dance, what is Cyberpol? Well, basically it's the government's supreme intelligence agency with 8 branches. And their worldwide basis is referred to CP1 to CP8. Also together they serve as the world government eyes and ears across the whole globe. So to put it in small terms, they're like FBI. Okay, so how do CP9 fit in this? You said CP1 to all the way to CP8. Good question. Well, CP9 really doesn't exist. Well, they do, but they really don't because people don't know that they exist. And basically the world government sends them to you if you're not cooperating and boom you for fun and call it justice. And Iceberg wasn't fucking with that. He like, y'all really call that type of shit justice? And then Lucci tells him that the government recently changed their way of thinking. And instead of fearing Pluton revival, we're gonna take Pluton and end the pirate era with it and call it justice. These motherfuckers is sick. Anyways, Lucci tell Iceberg for some reason now he wanna stand in the world government way. And also this man started pinning the blame on him. Mans tell him, it's almost like you don't care that people is getting killed by pirates. And I'm like, nigga, you don't even give a damn. You just want to kill motherfuckers. Then he had the audacity to tell him that he should reconsider where his loyalty rely. But Iceberg tells him, nigga, if the weapon get revived, everybody gonna fight over his power. And all it's gonna do is bring world destruction. And honestly, I agree with Iceberg, bro. Motherfuckers just want power. Power. That's all motherfuckers want. And then this man Lucci was like, so you saying you don't trust the world government? And Iceberg was like, nah, it's not that. I don't trust human nature, Lucci. And Lucci did not like that shit. He kicks the shit out of Iceberg in his face. And he tells this man to show some respect. You not my boss no more, nigga. After that, Kaku start taking his post. And the reason why he's doing that, because if they call out facts, this man post is gonna start beating like crazy. And I'm not gonna lie, I gotta give it up to CP9 because their detective skill is on point. So eventually they end up finding out that Frankie is Cutty Flam, or however you say it. And y'all wanna know the funny thing about this? This man Frankie, aka Cutty Flam, visited Iceberg 5 years ago. And they remember his name went by Cutty Flam, but Iceberg ended up telling him to turn back around. And after that, they show us this cutscene with Iceberg and Cutty Flam. And Iceberg told him to go by the name Frankie. And he told Frankie to take the Blutons and get up out of here. But obviously, Frankie didn't do that because he's still here, right? Now, this the crazy thing. They figured all that out all because on a fake blueprint, there were 3 signatures on the blueprint. One was Tom, Iceberg, and Cutty Flam. So they put 2 and 2 together and they figured that shit out. And this man Iceberg post was going crazy. So they knew all of this shit was the truth. And pretty much now they got their answer and now they just gotta find Frankie. And as they was about to get ready to go find Frankie, both Luffy and Zoro burst through the room. And Robin was like, Luffy? And Zoro was like, Luffy? Because he was confused as well. Now after that, they just show this man Polly, he just like shocked. He looking at the faces that he thought was friends. And then he see them having his boss on the floor beat up, almost about to die. And he was like, what the hell is going on? And the episode end right there, and I think this is a perfect way to stop the video. I ain't gonna lie, it was a lot of explaining in this video. But nonetheless, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and if y'all really want me to keep going, y'all already know what to do. And until then, I'll catch you guys later.